Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to Inter Worldwide or whatever platform that you are on. I'm very, very excited. It's round of 16 time. And pardon me, I'm here today with a special guest. It's been a long time coming. Welcome to the channel, Strasbourg Steve. Links are in the description. This is Inter Worldwide. Welcome to my channel, my friend.
Thank you for having me, bro. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, bro. I like watching on my lunch breaks when you broke it down the Euros games. Very entertaining. And whenever you do the bets and you're like freaking out about them, it's like, which one do I do? Which one? I don't want to jinx. I love this.
Oh man, I love this game and everything that comes with it. Sorry?
No, I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to this. We got some great matchups in this round of 16, bro. 100%.
Yeah, bro. And like you called at the start of the tournament, there were upsets in the group stage. And I don't think we're done with the upsets just yet, man.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through the groups, have a little bit of a chat about what we saw, and then have a little bit of a chat about the round of 16 and preview the predictions. So without further ado, man, we had some good chats along the way. And you were definitely right about Hungary. You thought that they had some potential to at least play some good football and potentially go through. I thought that they were going through up until the last couple of groups got their final digs in the last match day. There were a couple of biscottos that really let them down towards the end there. But your thoughts on Hungary and Group A in total?
Well, Hungary screwed up in the Switzerland game because that was a very, very, very poor first half. And then in the second half, already 2-0 down, and then we're going for it late, and then they get the third goal in Bolo. So look, that was always kind of the scary part. That Switzerland game had to be a draw, bare minimum, and we didn't get that. So, and then Germany next, one of my other nations. So, that was a loss always, especially with the form. The performance from Hungary just wasn't good versus Switzerland. So I was like, all right. I'm not believing in a win against Germany or even a draw. 2-0 loss. And then late against Scotland, look, great for Barnabas Varga, 100%. And it's glad that he's doing all right because the injury was horrific. It looked really, really, really bad. So glad we can at least get the win in that regard. But yeah, just didn't have enough goals in the team ultimately, in the defending and some of the personnel decisions. As well from Marco Rossi, who's done a really good job as Hungary manager over the years. But yeah, this wasn't our tournament, and it started all off with the Switzerland loss. Really, that's when I kind of lost hope in it. So
yeah, Germany's form still obviously good enough to win the group, but right up until the final whistle, it had Italian fans sweating, and then we had to sweat for different reasons after that. But the sweating started actually well before the game against Croatia, because right up until almost the final whistle, Switzerland had Germany pegged back. Swiss, they'll go into the round of 16 licking their lips, man, I reckon. What are you saying to end off Group A with them?
It's a complete 50-50. I still don't know who I'm going to pick to win that game. I'll figure it out once we get to our predictions, but I don't know because it's Italy in a tournament. But it's Switzerland in a tournament in the underdog role. If Switzerland were playing someone like a Croatia or something, if it was a kind of more even match in terms of pedigree of the names of the teams, then like, all right, maybe you'd favor Switzerland probably to get the dub. But like, I don't know. It just seems like with Italy, there are a lot of problems, but Italy we've seen before can kind of just grind out results. And the fact that, like, everybody is picking Switzerland to advance against Italy, it's like, I get it. But at the same time, like, it is still Italy. It's just kind of shocking, a bit surprising, kind of.
Yeah.
So I don't really know who's going to end up winning that. But, yeah, with Italy, again, the goals have been a problem. Goals have been a big problem. When you're relying on my guy, Mattia Zaccagni, for a last-minute equalizer against Croatia, you're not exactly the most dynamic attack per se. But Chiesa just needs to turn it on in the knockout rounds, and he can carry you guys to victories. He really can, because he is an X factor kind of player. He really is.
Absolutely.
Ever since the injury, though, he's been a bit hit or miss. But he does have those games. I remember Juve Roma towards the end of this season. He was outstanding, absolutely outstanding against Juventus. And I think that was a draw. So if Chiesa can hit form and Donnarumma can keep up this absolutely magnificent form, then y'all have a chance. Italy do have a chance with Switzerland. So it's an intriguing game.
Yeah, well said. Goals definitely weren't a problem for Spain, who, in my opinion, are probably should really be the ones with the highest percentage for tournament favorites at the moment. They actually made the group stage look like a qualification campaign, and everyone looks to be flowing pretty smoothly. They're my pick so far. When we get to the round of 16, we'll get to their chances a little bit more. Complete heartbreak for a very, very aging Croatia.
Oh, yeah.
Very aging. What's your overall take on their tournament, and maybe a little bit of a comment about where do they go from here?
Well, I had them winning the damn thing. So I was very surprised that this obviously happened. But when you give up late goals like that you drop 4 points. You drop 4 points and you drop that second place spot. That's exactly what Croatia screwed up on. Šutalo was very poor throughout the whole tournament. People are going to complain about Pongracic as well. I didn't actually think he was that bad, personally. I thought the problem was Šutalo. And also the midfield, Brozovic just kind of looks like finished, sort of. Yeah. He don't look good at all. Modric he's given it, all these Croatian players are giving it they all, but yeah, definitely kind of an end of the line sort of thing. And again, goals, it was tough to see where they were getting kind of goals from. So definitely a bit surprised that they got knocked out in the group stage, considering that this isn't the best Italy side, but. Yeah, it's an end of an era for them, but they'll always make a new one. Like Croatia have always been at least a decent team, at least. So it's surprising.
Well, what a piss poor, boring Group C turns out to be, except for Slovenia, who, like you said, were a surprise package of the tournament. Played some really exciting football. I especially like their calmness, defending and absorbing pressure. It was very easy to watch, like watching Inter. And I was just not exactly like Inter under Conte, but I remember there were games where Inter would just sit back under Antonio Conte and just push the ball back out for fun. And that's what Slovenia were doing. They were very patient enough. And I remember when the whistle went, I don't think necessarily after match day 3 that they were 100% qualified as one of the teams, but they celebrated like they were. Or did they know for sure that they were through to the next round?
I think they had a good idea that they was through. I think that because of the fact that they had the goal difference of 0, whereas Hungary had -3. Croatia didn't even get to that 3-point mark. So there were a few other teams that just weren't really. But they got, and even if they didn't qualify, they did get a draw versus England, which is, just by its own isolated, a huge result. But I agree with you about Slovenia, bro. They're comfortable in their own skin, whereas England did not look comfortable for really any sustained period of time in this tournament so far against all 3 of these teams. They looked uncomfortable pretty much at all times. The game plan was, what was the game plan? We don't really know, with 3 number 10s occupying the same space, Bellingham doing whatever the hell he wants, Foden abandoning position. Saka getting doubled up on, and it's just easy to defend. So look, their defense has been very solid, so it's something that they can at least be like, all right, cool, we are solid in that regard. That's good in a knockout competition. But I fear that, and this is the problem when you have a counter-attacking manager, a manager that's not offensive minded. If you go a goal down, it seems like, well, now we have to do something that we're not used to doing, which is being on the front foot, generating chance after chance after chance. When you are an attacking team, yes, it is a bit weird to be on the back foot and sit back and defend. But it's harder to score goals in football. It's harder to do that. That's why we pay the strikers, the wingers, these guys big money. That's why they're stars of the show. So I think with England, if they score a goal, they'll probably keep the lead. But if they concede the first goal against the Slovakia or something, they're done. Because they don't know. They're not comfortable in their own skin. They're really
Do you think Southgate left some big names at home? The names he left at home should have been in the squad?
Possibly, yeah. But at the same time,
Really wouldn't have made that much of a difference.
Yeah, because it's Southgate. So
Yeah.
I again, the approach that he brings and whatnot, it's just like I don't rate him, and there's a reason why England haven't won anything and will continue to win nothing. Well, it is what it is.
Doesn't seem like he has 5% of the country backing him anymore, fan base wise. They know that this is his last hurrah. Even if he was to fluke his way to a semi-final or a final, there's no way he survives past this tournament.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Unless the FA, but then again, the FA, they love a politician, bro. They love a guy that will just speak sweet nonsense for PR. So you never know. This group, not word.
Yep. Oh man, Group D, another pretty disaster zone. I'm just going to give you the mic altogether. Enjoying the fact that France didn't top the group and they don't look anywhere near as strong as I actually thought that they would be, with or without Kylian Mbappe. To be honest, another aging side there. Holland, look, it's not really their fault. Like I've kept saying the whole time, like the midfield was just gutted from them at the worst possible time.
Yeah,
I truly believe with their original midfield, which is missing 3 players, they would have gotten through in this group more comfortably. They're still through to the next round, but after the 1-1 draw with France, they probably won't be happy finishing the group like that. But big ups Austria, a team that you've been also calling out from the start, and Poland. I think you said from the start that they might just be the worst team in the whole tournament, and you weren't far off.
Slightly better than Scotland, but there's no pace in this Poland team outside of Zalewski, who I like rooting for when he plays for Poland. When he plays for Roma, I don't associate with that guy under any circumstances. But look, yeah, they lack pace. It's not like for a lack of trying. I think Proberge has done a better job of being a bit more attack minded. It really is a personnel problem with Poland. Like it's we don't have tons of technically gifted players. It's a lot of it's like if the US had a team that was unathletic but like twice as physical. That's what it would remind me of. Because USA players over the years aren't known for their technical ability. It's more of the, rah rah America. We're gonna run you to the ground physically sort of thing in football. But with Poland, bro, it's just like there's not much technical ability in the squad or in the pool of players. There's not many killers besides Lewandowski, and even Lewandowski in big tournaments in his career has a lot less.
How old is he now? Sorry to interrupt. Is he 34 now?
34, something like that. Yeah. So, look, Poland. Player of the tournament for Poland was fucking Szczęsny, easily.
Yeah.
Szczęsny is still a very, very good goalkeeper. So, and I always knew that was going to be the case. So it is what it is with Poland. Now, in terms of Austria, I picked them because when you can play like a club side in international football against teams like France with Deschamps and Ronald Koeman with the Netherlands, big up Anthony LaFleur. When you can play like a club side, you don't have to have superior players. You don't, because when you play like a club side against international teams where it's not super focused on tactics as much as the club game, you can get these results. You can get a narrow loss to France where they should have probably won the game if they just took another chance here or there, at least gotten a point. And then against the Netherlands, just an onslaught from minute 1 to 90. Maybe some parts of the game where the Netherlands played kind of okay, but yeah, for that Netherlands-Austria game's a contender for game of the tournament for sure. That was a very good game of football. So, but yeah, Austria for me, they've just got a team. I think the thing that annoys me about football when I talk about it with people, I feel like they forget, they point to the individuals of teams. Oh, England have so-and-so players that are quality, but as a team, they don't function. And it's a team sport. Meanwhile, Austria don't have huge names. They got some good players, definitely, but not some good superstars. But not superstars. But as a team, they're a very, very good side. So that's always going to be a big, big plus in a tournament setting. And they are on the easy side of the bracket too. Nobody's saying that about Austria. Austria's on the easy side of the bracket. And with the way England are playing right now, they're making everything look hard. So how's it an easy path? So
well said. Can't wait to get to the bracket. Oh man, this group, Biscotto FC, this was a disaster zone as well. For all the entertainment, and this Euro has been very entertaining. All my mates have said it. Like, I don't feel like it's been entertaining for a high quality football reason. I think it's been entertaining just overall, like as a blanket statement. That we've had a little bit of everything.
The suspense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been absolutely awesome, edge of your seat stuff. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is going to go down as the highest quality tournament of all time. And this group was a really poor group all around. The fact that the Ukraine really deserved to go through here. In my life, Steve, I have never seen a team finish with more points in a position in a group and not go through the way that the Ukraine did with this third place placement and whatnot. It's absolutely bizarre how they could not get taken through at the end of the group stage. Overall, I think they're all lucky to go through, all three of them. I think Romania, being the bigger underdogs of the three, definitely can hold their head the highest.
I mean, they got the 3-0 win, just like with the, sorry to cut you off, but just like the Hungarians, just like the Hungary and Switzerland one. Romania, essentially, after that game, I was like, they're gonna get top 2 or 3. You beat up on Ukraine 3-0 like that. That's impressive for goal difference and for momentum. And they could afford to drop that games to the loss to the Belgians.
Yeah,
so
I think just like Croatia. Just what you're seeing with Belgium here, the true end of their era, being captained by Kevin De Bruyne. There's not much more he can do with this side. It's not his side that he started with. Romelu Lukaku is awful. He's just awful in every way, shape, and form. He's awful.
Yeah, and he won't score a goal in this tournament.
I hope not, man, because I promise I will never bet on him again. I can't believe that I just thought he was due. You know, when you think a striker is due in any way, shape, or form, he's not due anymore. That being said, everyone else should go and put their house on Lukaku to score in the next game because I'm not betting on him. But they're shit, and I really want to see they're on Italy's side of the bracket, and I think that there's a good chance that we could come up against them. Is that right?
Think so, yeah, because what is it? It's Belgium's on the France side.
They're on the France side, eh? Yeah.
And also shout out to Slovakia as well. Clearly, when Calzona was at Napoli this season, the players just didn't give a fuck about his tactics because he's actually a very advanced manager. And again, another team that don't have star names. They have good functional players that work hard as a team, and they carry out the instructions of the manager to a T. And we'll talk about them when they play England. They got to be on upset alert, England, for this, because Slovakia, they can come out and do something. They really can.
Absolutely. A team that was always going to surprise was Georgia. I think the biggest underdogs at the start, but you called them well. You called them well at the start as well. They were still paying huge money to beat Portugal on the last match day, like $8, $9 to win.
Yeah.
Portugal for their lineup for me is still
undecided.
It's stacked, bro. It's stacked, but it's too many ingredients, man. They don't know what to do. They don't really know what to do with it. You weigh in on the whole Ronaldo thing. You think he's holding them back a little bit? Would you be dropping him for games, or you think in these major tournaments you have to start a player like him no matter what because he can make the difference more so often than not?
Look, like, I don't think he's their biggest problem, but like he is someone that, like, Diogo Jota, for me, I understand why he's starting, because Jota has mad injury problems. He cannot stay fit for the life of him. But when he gives you those 5 or 10 games, he'll get you 7 goals in that stretch for club or country. So I mean, Jota off the bench, definitely, but I don't think Ronaldo's the biggest problem in that team. Yeah, it's not always the prettiest, but like if I'm looking at problems, I'm looking at that manager, bro. I've never rated Roberto Martinez and never will. Any team that he manages, I'm not going to pick them to win anything because the guy has a mind of his own sometimes. Like playing Nuno Mendes, one of the best left wing backs in the world, as a left center back in the 3 against Czechia. What the hell's that nonsense about? That's stupid. Why are you playing Ronaldo in the 3rd group stage game against Georgia? You know, stuff like that. It's just like, and tactically, I don't think he adjusts very well in games. So I don't rate the guy at all. And Willy Sagnol for Georgia, they started off the tournament rough. but they got the positive momentum from the Czechia draw, and then got a huge win against Portugal. Even if that's Portugal's B team on paper, you'd say, is still stronger than Georgia's squad. So it's still impressive. And those players, those B team players for Portugal, wanted to play good so that they could start the next game, surely. So I'm not hearing any of this. Oh, it's like a fluke win or something. No, it's definitely not. So but yeah, Georgia for me, bro, they're gonna follow the Wales model. Maverick winger, Gareth Bale, decent players like Ramsey. You could have like Amikwa Tatse in there, and then other guys just work hard. And you know what? This Georgia team probably is a little bit better than the Wales team. Goalkeeper wise, Mamardashvili has been one of the standouts of the tournament. I think he's going to be a top 5 goalkeeper in the world in about 3 years, 2 years.
Man, I can't wait to quote you on that because he has been impressive. He has been impressive.
Bro, he is outstanding. The past 2 years I've watched him at Valencia, I'm like, the guy's getting better. He makes saves. He's one of those goalkeepers that makes saves that it's like, how did you make that? That was supposed to go in. So, yeah, Georgia under Willie Sagnol. I mean, they are the lowest ranked team in the tournament. I think they're 74th. They're 125th about a decade ago. So they made a hell of a lot of progress. They've got some good players. I was watching some Georgian football today as well. That league is not a bad league to watch. I'm telling you right now. Like, a lot of those players have good technical ability, and they work well as a team. So Georgia are definitely a nation to keep an eye on for following years. They can follow the Wales model and do better, personally. So shout out Georgia, man.
The only team I think I know in that country is Dila and Dinamo something. Dinamo starting with a T. Yeah, that one.
And Batumi as well, Dinamo Batumi. That's where they bought. That's where Napoli bought Kvaratskhelia. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nice one. All right, let's get to it, bro. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's get to the bracket. On the big side here, we've got Spain, Georgia, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, Slovenia, France, Belgium. Starting tomorrow, obviously it's not the first game, but on this side of the bracket, it is the first game, Germany and Denmark. Oof. Oh, just looking at this map, this is a hard bracket, mate. I'm very, very glad that the Azzurri is not on this bracket. Very, very glad.
Yeah.
Because there's some big names there that really need to step it up. What are you thinking?
So how I look at it is that there's going to be an upset somewhere. What's the most likely of an upset here? Georgia, I don't think they have the firepower, but they have the goalkeeper to keep them in a game against Spain. They definitely do. Denmark have the midfield to compete with Germany. Slovenia, like you said, very comfortable defensively, and they can hit on the break for Šeško, and they also have a fantastic goalkeeper in Oblak. And then Belgium, it's like, what are you really offering me? What are you offering me outside of Kevin De Bruyne? Who's obviously a phenomenal player, but it's like you're passing to Lukaku. So we'll go France. I'll take France.
Yeah.
I'll take Slovenia. I will take Spain. Yes, Spain. And is ugly Germany going to show up? Is ugly Germany going to show up and rear its ugly, ugly head? Let's not act like this is a guaranteed win.
It's not, but you cannot go out.
Rasmus Højlund isn't in form. I think that's the other problem there with Denmark. Højlund isn't in form. I mean, Hjulmand is, to be fair. Højbjerg, like, the team is playing decent. Defensively, they are kind of all right. I think Germany will scrape it. So I'll go Spain, Germany, Slovenia, France.
Yeah.
With Portugal, they just sketch me out with Roberto Martinez. I'm sorry, bro. That guy, I don't trust him.
I can't see them winning it, man. That's for sure. I can't see them winning it. So I'll take France for sure because, like you said, Belgium are just offering absolutely nothing at the moment. I'll take Portugal over Slovenia in extra time or on penalties, one of those ones. I will take Germany because you cannot go out as the hosts in the round of 16.
But they could.
They could, and it would be
Oh.
it would be brilliant to see. You'd love to see it, but I just think it's too early. I can definitely see them getting wiped by Spain in the quarters. That's for damn
Yeah, we'll
sure.
get to yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
look, I could see it going to 120 minutes as well. This tournament, I think some of these games in these knockout stages, a lot of teams might be too scared to push that extra mile or just to go for it in that last 5 minutes. I think these days, the minimum you're getting in stoppage time after the 90 is 5 minutes, man.
Yeah,
In a tournament like this, it could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minutes. Teams are just going to scrap it until whistles. They're just going to be playing for whistles, and I think you're going to see a lot of ties at the end of regulation time, starting from now in these knockouts. What do you reckon?
Jesus. Sorry, what did you say? My bad.
No, all good. I think a lot of these games could end in ties or could end in draws at the end of regulation time, just because of how fatigued and teams scared to go for it.
Yeah, I think Portugal-Slovenia ends in a draw in the extra time.
Yeah.
I think Slovenia get like a pen. Now they'll win in extra time. I think France 2-0 over Belgium. I think Germany 2-1. And a Spain, maybe 1-0, something like that. But one of those games is going to be a draw as well and go to extra time. Maybe the Germany-Denmark one. Bro, that Germany-Denmark one is sketching me out. Germany have not been a good side for a long, long time. Let's not let three games. Let's not. And by the way, let's not forget that they were not very good against Switzerland as well. So. Yeah. Denmark and Switzerland kind of in the same ballpark of quality of teams and pedigree. So, yeah.
It has been a long time.
I think they're going to be at least 2 draws.
It has been a long time since Germany have been considered a real powerhouse nation. Let's go over to the other side of the draw that starts with the very entertaining Romania and Netherlands clash. I'm really looking forward to that game, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that as much as it pains me to say, because I love seeing the Dutch do well, I'm actually going to think that Romania can really cause an upset on this side of the draw and go through to the quarterfinals. Austria and Turkey, Marko Arnautovic versus Hakan Çalhanoğlu for all the Inter fans that are tuning into this one. Hakan showing his class on the world stage again with a brilliant finish in that win for Turkey in the last game of the group stage. Absolute peach. He needs to be on top of his game because this will be a tricky opponent for Turkey. England, Slovakia. I think everybody in the world knows what they want to see. Whether or not we do get to see it, I don't know. Something inside tells me that, Harry Kane's going to show up and everyone's going to show up. And this is going to be a bit of a performance that just gets all the worst fans back out with their chest all over social media, man. It's not going to be good, but we'll talk about that soon. And then we've got everyone's panic attack, absolute waiting to happen. So
Italian-speaking derby,
man. Switzerland, giant killers, but everyone knows who they are, man. And I hope that they are happy with the draw. I hope that they are looking at us, licking their lips, because Italy does their best when their backs are against the wall. And I hope that Spalletti and the boys pretty much got in that locker room and said what I said in the title here. The Euro starts now. Let's go out there and win this game against Switzerland and know that we are drastically close, and when there's a sense, there's sight for Italians, man. What do you think overall about this bracket, bro? Go for it.
So I'm taking Romania over the Netherlands. Ronald Koeman tax fully applied. Romania defensively is super solid, and you can't say that. You can't really say that about the Netherlands in some of these games. Not defensively solid at times. So I think Romania can just place into their hands. They can hit on the counter with Dennis Mann, who's got hella pace. Mihaly off the bench, and you've got Koeman as well. So I think, and the midfield as well. The midfield is nice and organized. Razvan Marin and the other Marin. Dragusin is one of the better center backs in the tournament, full stop. And as well as Burcha next to him. So, and I like that right back as well. Mizia, I believe his name is. So, look, they've got a decent little team. Their fans are absolutely fanatical. Probably in the top 2 or 3 of fans at the Euros, just atmosphere wise. And the Netherlands, for me, they just I don't think they can. I can just see them screwing up here. can see them screwing up. So I'll take Romania. I'll take Austria just because Turkey are very, very naive defensively. But that will be a great game to watch. It will be. It will be punch for punch. It'll be similar to a Dutch game. I'm thinking like a 3-1 Austria or something, or a 3-2. For me, Austria are the form team going into the knockout rounds. And also Spain, obviously. Slovakia, England, yeah, you're right. Everybody does want that to be a Slovakia win, but I'm going to tell you why I'm going to pick Slovakia to advance. That press is not something England have faced that often. They squeezed the life out of Belgium in that first game. They forced them to pass it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. De Bruyne on the halfway line, refusing to drop back, didn't want to play it long to Lukaku because he was just getting doubled up on, wouldn't get a sniff of the ball. So I see Slovakia causing England a lot of problems. The quality that England has, where has it been this tournament outside of the defense? Where's it been?
Yeah.
Where has it been? If there's quality and they're performing, you can use that as a counter. Yes. And they could just turn it on randomly all of a sudden. But I'm a results-based analysis kind of guy. I am a performance-based analysis kind of guy. Not a what you did in the past or what you do for your club. Like Slovakia, for me, tactically, they have been far superior to England with inferior players. So the one problem is Dubravka's a bit shaky for Slovakia. For Newcastle, is complete dog shit. But I do see Slovakia getting like a 1-0 win in extra time, let's say. I don't see England scoring. Slovakia and Slovenia are kind of around the same quality. Come score against them. So why is there a God-given right that they're going to score against Slovakia, especially with Hančko playing a very, very good tournament and Skriniar, and both the wingers Haderslin and Schranz. Schranz has 3 goals. Haderslin, bro, some of the touches this guy's doing. He's spinning in reverse, settling it, cutting inside out. He's going to twist up Kyle Walker, bro. He's going to twist up Kyle Walker. And that midfield 3 of Slovakia, Duda, Lobotka, was playing probably one of the best tournament. Lobotka playing he's one of the informed players of the Euros for sure in midfield. He's been outstanding, and also Kuchka, 3 Serie A guys. Like I think they've got a really, really well organized midfield. Everybody knows their job. They're all technically sound, do defensive work. So I'll take Slovakia, and then Switzerland, Italy. I don't know still, and I said that I'd have a prediction by now. I don't know. What are you going with?
Bruv, as the days have gone on, I'm growing in confidence, but I hate being confident going into the games. I love my pessimism. I thrive on it because I love being surprised as well. But the longer I grow into this game, the more I think that pretty much what Salvatore is saying as he comes in guns blazing, like we need to go into this game going, Siamo Italia. We're Italy, and we don't lose to Switzerland in the round of 16 at a major tournament. We need to start coasting on our arrogance again, our obnoxious arrogance that has guided us in the past to get to these finals, man, because that's how we've gotten there. When we've been weak, when our backs are against the wall, we love it. We thrive on that siege mentality. It's almost the only way that Italy is able to win on the major stage. And we need to take that and run with it, like with everything we've got. And I know that there are significant figures talking like this, like, your Buffons and Chiellini's phoning in from wherever he is. I don't think he's with the team, but everyone is ready to start this major tournament right now. And it starts by beating Switzerland. And to be honest, my brother, it doesn't just start by qualifying. I want to beat them in 90 minutes. I don't want extra time. I don't want Austria last 4 years ago. I don't want penalties. I don't want that yet. That can come later. That's quarterfinals onwards. But now I want a 90-minute victory over Switzerland. It doesn't mean that it'll be clean, because we won't be the better team, in my opinion. We won't be the better team. I think we'll be more than happy to give them their fair share of the ball, knowing too well that we've given the ball to teams that we thought were better in Croatia. And let's just not talk about that Spain friendly. So, that happened in the group stage. But I know that the siege mentality should be the way that this Italy team gets over the line. I'll get once after you start talking, I'll get the lineups on the screen so we'll predicted lineups at least, so we can at least start talking about the hole that needs to be filled via Calafiori. I'm pretty
And
sure the news is
DiMarco.
and DiMarco as well has come out today. It's come out that he's not going to play. Start or play? Sorry, I've just woken up, man.
I think it's just like he's not available.
He's not available, so it's an injury thing.
From what I think I saw something on Twitter about it. I could be totally wrong, but he won't start. I think that's pretty much guaranteed.
No, he won't start. Okay, I can get the lineups on the screen in about 30 seconds anyway.
The problem is with Italy and Spalletti, he did one of the dumbest things I ever seen in my life. First of all, the persistence with Di Lorenzo is not something you want to fuck around with against the Swiss. Second of all, if you put Brian Cristante, probably the worst player in Europe, in my opinion, I think the guy is so dog shit. I think he's a terrible player. I think
he's awful.
When he plays for club or country, it looks like their team is down to 10 men. So that's why Spain continued to batter the living hell out of you when Cristante came on as a second half sub, because it looked like you were down to 9 men. So if you're starting Cristante, so a possible lineup, I'm sorry. I can't bet against Xhaka, Freuler, Abisher, and Doy. That's too much for a Cristante to handle. And El Shaarawy as well. Jesus.
Mate, it's not a good looking team.
I can't lie, bro. This kind of looking like a 2-1 Switzerland. Because some of those players are like really horrible. Fagioli's a positive inclusion. I think that's that's fair enough, because you do need solutions in midfield. I think he's a good player. But like El Shaarawy starting, El Shaarawy doesn't necessarily start for that Switzerland team. Cristante doesn't start for that Switzerland team. So it's like, and these are players that like, and Di Lorenzo as well has probably been the worst right back of the tournament.
Yeah,
he's been skinned alive for 3 straight games, and particularly in the Spain game.
I think,
but then again, Donnarumma. This is the thing. He is reason numero uno, possibly, of why you're here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been absolutely incredible. So I can't lie, though.
One of the biggest disinclusions in our squad that not many people spoke about was losing Francesco Acerbi. Yes. Because he would have headed a back 3 and Spalletti would have had it much more figured out, having that little interblock where he could have had Bastoni, Acerbi, and Darmian. Matteo Darmian has played his best football for the last 3 to 3.5 to 4 years at a right centre-back position. Yes, he can play everywhere. It's a reason that it's a big reason why Matteo Darmian is one of the most underrated footballers. He is extremely versatile, but also extremely limited in majority of those positions, as he would be at this back-end tail point of his career.
Right.
But he's great at right centre-back. He's still very efficient as a right wing-back, but you can't expect him to run behind the defenders and to absolutely carry the line backwards by absolute yards. You know, he makes Denzel Dumfries look like Cafu, and we all know that Denzel Dumfries is nothing like that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But the comparison, there's no comparison when it comes to Darmian as a right wing back versus a right centre back. But that opportunity was ripped away from Spalletti, and we're suffering the consequences now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that Swiss team, and I have to agree with you, man. It is stacked, and Doy and Bolo and Vargas are going to be a lot for this Italian defense to handle.
Doy has such a good tournament. That guy stretches the pitch for Bologna and for Switzerland. He's got a good first touch. Like I said, he stretches the pitch. He's athletic. Seems to, like this Switzerland team. They got high IQ footballers and a good coach as well. And Bolo getting back in the team as well. Luis Diaz just scored, by the way. Did you put that on your bet?
Yeah, I did. Why?
Oh, well, he just scored a penalty. So you got that.
Let's go. Thank you.
But yeah, so Switzerland, they're similar to Austria. Maybe not as breathtaking as Austria, but still a very, very solid squad and a good team, good manager. They've got some very decent players. So look, I can't lie, bro. Like playing Cristante, I'm sorry. That is horrific. Like,
Oh,
think of the
straight up.
Italian midfielders that are like not even amazing, but they're just better than him. Giacomo Bonaventura would start over Cristante in my team. Nicolo Rovella would start in my team over Cataldi. Like I could go on and on and on, bro. Like it's crazy, man. Fratesi should be playing in midfield, not this weird winger thing. You see what I'm saying? Even like a Locatelli, I don't rate him that highly. He's an okay player, but like he should start with Cristante because when you play with Cristante, you're playing with 10 men. Because he gets a yellow, then he has to play like it's peak, man. And Calafiore suspended as well. That's a big loss. That is a big loss. But you got Donnarumma. That's what I will say. You can feel confident going into this game because you have Donnarumma.
Absolutely. Mattia, are you being serious, man? Because that would be the 6th or 7th flu in the last 3 years for Bastoni.
That's crazy.
Serial flu. El Shaarawy and Scamacca, good luck. It's a tough looking lineup, bro. It's a tough looking lineup, Jamie. Thanks for stopping in. But you know, it's a bit of a mixed bag of generations when you look at it. It's almost like a tribute. You know those tribute games that people do. Nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. That's what it looks like, man. I think I'd have to agree. But with Donnarumma, he leads me confident going into penalty shootouts as well. If it does come to that in this game / this tournament, the slight little optimist in me wants to say that Italy wins this in 90 minutes. But now you've completely psyched me out of that. So I'm going to go that Italy wins this in extra time. And it's going to come down to something like Federico Chiesa. Federico Chiesa is going to win this game in extra time for Italy. 2-1. Yeah. I think that's it.
It'll be a tight game though. You're gonna be very, very, very nervous.
Oh yeah. It's one of the I spend a lot of the time not even looking sometimes at games like this. When it came down to Inter and Italy, a lot of the time I try to look for something else to look at, like my dog or in the living room. It becomes absolute torture a lot of the time. Yeah. Bro, I'm going to stick around with you for another about 5 to 10 minutes, if that's all good. And then I'm going to take a quick break. And if anyone is tuning in, we've got 41 people here right now. Make sure you stick around because I will be live again in about an hour's time with Gianni from the Interviews podcast for the Inter Worldwide podcast, episode 101. Still trying to get these podcast episodes out. Hopefully about like once a month, but then it gets a little bit stretched. We're all scared, Giovanni. Thanks for stopping by again. Channel members starting to come in. I think only way Italy gets scared on is if they make a mental error like Albania or Croatia. Well, I'm hoping that we've learnt from these games now that there's only one way to go about this. And we need to at least try to take the game to Switzerland a little bit, just a little bit more than our other opponents.
We need some pressure off the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to make them sweat for it, man. And if I can predict a couple of things, I do think that Di Lorenzo is going to have another shocker. I think that Mancini is a huge liability defensively, not only defensively.
I don't rate him either.
Temper as well. It's not going to be good. And if we're just banking on Bastoni to lead that line with Darmian, we're going to struggle. As much as I love Bastoni, it's asking him to do an absolute mammoth job there. Right. We'll be relying on the brilliance of Barella, the efficiency of Fagioli, because as you said, Cristante absolutely awful, and Scamacca's all Spalletti's got. One person that's laughing at home is your boy Ciro Immobile, bro. He's at home laughing with a beer, with his wife, just kicking it.
Yeah,
this is life, man. This is life. But hopefully we can get proven wrong, bro. Hopefully we can get proven wrong, bro. Anything that you wanted to say, ask or plug before we sign off for today, man?
I was just gonna say, look, people. In terms of when you make your predictions, look at the team names are significant. I get that, but at the same time, don't develop amnesia and just forget what you've seen out of England. Don't forget what you've seen out of Belgium. Don't forget, like, if you're gonna be betting, bro, bet on the team in form. Bet on the team in form, and just remember, there's always gonna be a fucking upset. I think I predicted what? So I predicted Spain over Georgia, not an upset. I picked Romania over the Dutch. That's one upset. Slovakia over England. That's an upset. I picked Slovenia over Portugal. I got at least 3 upsets. And with Italy, Austria, I think that's a pick 'em. I don't think it's an upset or like miraculous if one team wins or the other.
Oh, you mean Switzerland?
Yeah. Switzerland, Italy. I think that's genuinely a pick 'em. I don't think if one team wins, it's not an upset. If either, you know, so but yeah, just keep that in mind, people. There will be upsets. Football is never, ever, ever, ever played out on paper. Never. So just keep the look. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, bro.
It's going to be good, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. And it all starts in under 24 hours. 2 a.m. kickoff for me. I think it's going to be what? It's like a midday kickoff for you, isn't it?
Yeah, 12 p.m., noon.
That's comfy.
Very
That's
nice.
comfy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my guy. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. Please make sure that you're liking and subscribing to the channel. And also, please make sure you're making your way to Strasbourg Steve's channel. Link will be in the description. Head over and subscribe to that as well. Stick around. In about an hour, I will see you for the Inter Worldwide podcast. My name is Anthony. Forza Italia. Ciao. Thank you, Steve.
Peace. Let's go.